at day 2 of ADIPEC 2018, reporting for Marassi News TV, here with the Managing Director of Zakher Marine, Ali Al-Ali. How are you doing today?
Thank you very much. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Today you had the successful opening ceremony for your QMS Gladiator, so could we start off with that and just brief us a little bit about what happened?
Sure. Well, we had the opening and naming ceremony today for the QMS Gladiator, which is the latest addition to our fleet of jackup barges, self-propelled, self-elevating jackup barges. They are the new generation of units that are being used currently with our offshore oil and gas and wind farm clients. The QMS Gladiator is the largest of its kind in the Middle East and it's most advanced. We wanted to showcase it in ADIPEC to be able to showcase to not just the UAE market, but to the overall global market as an asset that can be marketed globally. The capabilities and the sheer size, really, of this asset and what value it can bring to our clients in the market. It's technically a very advanced asset in comparison to the existing peers in the market. And you know, we're lucky to have already fixed a contract for it. So in a way, this has been a maiden ceremony for it that we can all celebrate happily, you know. And it's off to Saudi at the end of this at the end of these 4 days to its new contract with our clients, one of our old clients.
Well, congratulations on that, first and foremost. And obviously, ADIPEC 2018, it's been 2 days, it's been very busy, and you have a big part to play in that. Could you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Zakher plays a big part, obviously, since the inception of the offshore and marine concept for ADIPEC. Zakher and myself personally have been heavily involved with the executive committee and with the organization of ADIPEC and what we want to bring in terms of the exposure of the offshore and marine. That's obviously been a huge plus for us, not just as Zakher as a company, but the overall offshore market. People start to understand and appreciate that there is that component that is very critical to, you know, offshore oil and gas. You know, we find that ADIPEC is of real true value. You know, this is the Davos of oil and gas. There's an entire ecosystem, you know, ranging from your top clients to your bottom shelf suppliers, you know, so you can talk to everybody and anybody and deal with your entire value chain of the market here. And obviously with ADNOC's initiatives on the downstream, that added a whole new component, which we personally are not involved in as a company, but it is really exciting to hear and to see the industry in general go in that direction. You know, it just means that there is an added investment and an added, you know, focus and development of this industry in the UAE per se, which we're proud to be an Abu Dhabi-based company and to be part of that growth and progression, but also for the global economy and the global oil economy. You know, as we can see, prices have stabilized. You know, Saudis, you know, Mr. Khalid Falah and Mr. Sahil, His Excellency's comments yesterday on the pricing in the opening forum indicate that there is a turning point into what was a negative period for us in the last 3 or 4 years to hopefully something positive to look forward to in the coming years.
You mentioned the increase in oil price, so as a key figure in the industry, what would your outlook on the industry be, especially 2019 going forward?
I don't like to speculate on oil price because that's something that might shoot me in the foot.
How about just the industry in general?
I think the sentiment is very positive. Considering where we were in the last ADIPEC and the year before that, you could see that there is a shifting paradigm in the outlook for the industry, you know. There's a lot more visitors. It's visibly apparent this year. A lot of new different exhibitors. And obviously with ADNOC's initiatives in the last year, that's given the general market, and Aramco's, shall I say, as well, and obviously all the other oil majors, those initiatives have helped push the positive sentiment in the overall oil and gas economy. And I can safely say that the sentiment for 2019, whether it's the beginning or closer towards the second half, is a positive one, for sure. And I think post-2019, we're riding a new cycle, a new wave, you know, of a boom in the market. And I like to think that Zakher has positioned itself over the last 4 years with its investments and acquisitions of assets to really ride that wave and to bear the fruits of our labor.
And finally, before I let you go, do you think you could disclose any of your company's major plans for 2019?
Well, we have, obviously, we're continuing to grow. We're continuing to grow our fleet, not just in terms of size, but in terms of what the capabilities and diversity of assets that we can provide to the market. So yeah, we are obviously working closely with our financing partners and with our internal operation teams and obviously with our market knowledge from the clients to see what is the next stage for Zakher and where do we go from here. There are a few things. Obviously, we just secured the financing for the Gladiator and its sisters in a first of its kind private ECA ship financing deal with the Chinese government guaranteeing our deal, which was a landmark deal for us. We've just finalized a joint venture with a subsea partner called DCN, so that means we're going to be going further into subsea developments and project-based work that we'd like to be focusing on a more of a turnkey solution provider than rather just an asset provider. So hopefully that, I think, will be the target for 2019, to become less of a marine asset provider and more of a project manager, you know, and be able to acquire higher value projects with clients.
Well, congratulations on all your success so far, and wish you the best luck going forward. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.